Mordekaiser is mainly a top laner. If you haven't tried him out, I would highly recommend trying him out. But is he any good? Let's start with his abilities. So we have his Q, which takes a bit of time to cast. It also deals more damage if you only hit one object or champion. We also have his W, where if you deal damage or take damage, you will get a shield charge, where if you activate your W, you will gain a shield, or you can activate it again and heal for a certain amount. Then we have his E, which pulls an enemy closer. And then we have his R, where he can choose any enemy he wants, and he projects this new circle of terrain. Lastly, we have his passive, where if you hit 3 abilities or attacks, he will generate a small circle around him and deal damage. So in terms of his kit, it is extremely good. It has great engage, great CC, good 1v1 and good team fight capabilities. Now on to matchups, which is just as important, if not even more important. Mordekaiser has a lot of good matchups if you know how to play them. Just to name a few of those matchups would be Garen, Teemo, Cassante, and he's even good against Kennen and Ilaoi. There are a lot more, but just for the sake of the video, we're gonna go with these. And if you are curious about more matchups, you can always check op.gg, then go to the counters section, and it will show you for this season what Mordekaiser's top 4 counters are and what Mordekaiser is strong against. You can click on the counters to see all the lane matchups, the win rates of these matchups, and the lane kill rates of these matchups. It might be a bit complicated. I tried to make that as simple as I could. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. So in terms of matchups, Mordekaiser is good. He doesn't really have any super hard counters. Obviously, if the enemy goes a ranged top, it is a bit difficult, but that is with any melee matchup first ranged. Moving on to level spikes, which again is super important. As Mordekaiser at level 1, you will only have your Q, and you would want to get your passive off as often as possible, so you'd need to Q and auto 2 times. But once you hit level 2, you can E and Q and only auto 1 time. What makes Mordekaiser even better is level 3, where he gets his W. This allows you the ability to get a shield, giving you the chance to outtrade your opponent. Obviously, you don't have to take the shield at level 3, you can take it at level 2 or even level 1 if you want to. Then you have his level 6 spike at level 6. To be honest, every champion has a level 6 spike, but Mordekaiser is really good in terms of soloing in onto one enemy, as his ult, as stated before, will put you in a terrain one-on-one with the enemy laner. His ult is actually also a great CC tool, which helps with any champion that you decide to pick to get out of the fight. Another huge spike is level 9. This is where Mordekaiser gets max Q. Always max Q with Mordekaiser. Reason being, it does so much isolation damage. Obviously, the enemy needs to be solo and you cannot hit anything else. And at level 9, his cooldown for his Q is super low, which again just makes it even better. And this combination with his ult, where you're just free to land, where any Q you land onto the target will do max damage. So how good are his level spikes? I would say he has insane level spikes, crazy level spikes, which will help him eliminate champions when he is even or behind in gold with them. When he gets ahead, it's pretty much becomes super difficult for the enemy top laner to come back and the enemy team to try make a comeback and win. We are now at item spikes, and this is also a huge priority for champions. With Mordekaiser, you usually have 3 items you can rush. Those are Rylai's for slow, Riftmaker for damage, or Jack Show for tankiness. Usually his first item is the Rylai's. This gives you great slows and lets you stay close to the enemy for the kill. There are many different build variations. One variation you could go is Rylai's first to tier 2 boots to Rift Maker and then Demonic Embrace. All in all, his item spikes are pretty good. Once he completes his 3 core items, he becomes super strong as long as he's not super behind. Now onto the almighty elos. Mordekaiser is great to play at any elo. In low elo, players won't know how to play against him. In mid elo, he will always be doing good damage. And in high elo, he is just all around effective in terms of doing damage, being able to tank and having super crowd control. So the big question, is Mordekaiser good? Hell to the yes. He is good in all elos, has a lot of great matchups, has insane level spikes, and has good item scaling. If you're hard stuck silver, gold, or even plat, watching these vids will get you out of your elo. Or if you have any questions on how to get out of your elo, I will let you know, because I myself was also hard stuck for several seasons.